Thank you, and hello everyone. I'm really happy. Thank you, Nelio, for the invitation. It's really nice to present my work here in Creative Mornings. And as you told already, I'm a designer and I'm going to present a little bit of my works. And let's begin. Just a short bio. I'm 27. I grew up in the mountains. This is quite important for me because in my works there's often a little bit of mountain hidden somewhere. And I'm an interactive designer. I had my diploma in 2008 at ECAL, which is University of Art and Design in Lausanne, as you might know. I did some computer vision works at the CV Lab at EPFL, and this is where I started becoming a bit of geek. So I'm going to explain it to you later on. And then I was working as a designer at EPFL plus ECAL Lab in Lausanne, and now I'm a media design professor at HED here. And as well, I'm independent designers with a few different projects. So I'm going to start with my diploma work, which is the most emblematic work I did, which is here, down there. I'm going to show it to you live afterwards, because it's better to see it with your real hands than in a picture. So it's an interactive book. I started doing this because I really wanted to make the paper meet the screen in a poetic way, because it's always a bit, they not used to be together, because now we have a screen all over and I'm in love with paper, so I really wanted to find a way that they can meet. And actually I found augmented reality. Now everybody knows about it, but in 2008 it was more of a niche thing. So I did this installation where you have this desk lamp with the camera hidden in it, and you will see afterwards how it worked really. But the thing, what can I say? I really wanted to have a normal book, like without anything that you can see, oh, something's gonna happen virtually. It's really like a normal book. There is no wires in it, no AR toolkit, no anything. And for me it was really important to be free in the design part, to do whatever I wanted. And it wasn't simple, because normally when you deal with augmented reality, you have tags, you have QR code and AR toolkit. It's always this black and white squares thing. I'm gonna show you a bit. And as I told you, I really wanted to be free of everything that was geeky. There is still a laptop, of course, but I wanted to make the power book meet the real book. So that was the main thing. And so I was looking for a nice way to meet them. And I did some research, and then I found that at EPFL they were doing these incredible computer vision algorithms. But it was funny because it didn't look really, the demo on their website is really comprehensible for the geeks. But when you're normal people, you just, what are they doing? And nobody can understand. So I took my chance and I went knock to the door and I said, hello, can you pass me your algorithm? I want to put some animation into papers. And at first they were a bit surprised. Why artist? What can we do for you? And then afterwards, when I showed them I can do C++ too, I got my hands dirty, and then I did it, and it went more and more well. And so then they started working with me, and it was really nice, really big. But I had to learn how to speak geek, because it's not easy at all. Because for me, I just want to put a biche on a paper or something, and then you have to tell them with numbers like 0 + 1 1 1 0 it equals a biche. So it wasn't easy at all. But so it was a big work for me. But now afterwards, I'm really enjoying it. But as you see, this is normal. Computer vision. When I say computer vision, is how you can turn a camera into somebody intelligent that can recognize mostly anything. So the guys at CV Lab, they're doing some security software to recognize people walking on a football field or whatever. And then when I told them I want to use this same algorithm to recognize pages of a book and put some animation, they were, what's no use having a book and da da da. And then I just kept on harceling them, and so the good thing with them algorithm is they have no need of this black and white ugly thing. Yeah, and you can augment mostly anything. This was my first book, and so you can mainly take the Holy Bible or a book from, I don't know, from very old book, and then you can augment it with the virtual part. And for me, this is really powerful because you really don't need to interfere of the print version, and really they can melt together. That's really one of my big goal. It's to make the real world and the virtual world mix, but gently, not one taking the advantage on the others. And one also of my goals in my work is not to show the technological part too much, because for me my grandmother has to be able to use my stuff without being afraid or without having to wear a helmet or something like that, because for me it's just not the real goal for me. Because but it was funny, I showed this work to an old guy called Pierre Berger, which is the founder of Yves Saint Laurent, and it was really funny because he took, as there is a camera inside here, he was moving the desk lamp, and he said, "Oh, it's just a magnifier, I know, easy," because he could see the picture moving, and it was really easy for him to understand this. And this is my goal, like people from 3 years old have to be able to understand, and even my grandfather or whatever. So yeah, this is one of my goals. So it's reached the easiest user interface, can I say? And also I think it's really ugly, this kind of stuff. So no need of instruction, free of buttons, more or less. And the right balance. It's really, really important for me. And because you take if you don't have the paper, if you don't have the book, you cannot see everything. If you don't have the power book, you cannot see anything. So it's really a good equation of these two words, these two elements. For me, this is really important to have it. In my work, I'm mostly inspired from the past, because it's where I found a different inspiration. Because when you deal with high-tech stuff, you always go into science fiction, Minority Report, and then you want to make some stuff move in the air. And for me, it's not the way I want to go. And I also I prefer taking old books from my grandfather and then see, okay, how can I put some high-tech inside, and then it becomes magic, because nobody is used to see like old paper cuttings move by themselves, or it's all pictures from my family's book, and it's I think it's make the contrast more strong between these two worlds. And it's also one thing important. It's in augmented reality, often you have your support, like your printed support, and then you have an artifact on top of it, like really pasted on it, and they have no relation. And what I want to find always is how they can interact between one and the other. That the fox here is virtual, but the paper is the real paper actually. And I really wanted them to have the equal part. And it's not only a background; it's really them together. They make something, and one alone they do nothing. So that's important. And the paper cuttings, it's one of my favorite things, because it's really like if you take the real paper of the book and then it comes to life. And it's also coming from my valley. It's a really tradition in Pays d'en Haut, in Châteaudet, and so that's why I want to take inspiration from this tradition. Yes. Yeah, it's high tech, but all people and kids enjoy it. And I went around the world with this artwork, and it was really nice to see even like tiny Korean people, Japanese people, or American kids. Everybody could understand easily, and it was really nice. And I always love to get in corner of a room and look at the people, how they react and how they have fun with it. It's really nice. And the benefits of an engineer designer collaboration, it's not easy at all at the first time, but it's really worth it to try to make things work, because it's not normally you won't have a designer working with an engineer, because they're not meant to work together, because we have such different worlds. And that it's really nice to learn from each other, because normally it's sometimes like a designer that has a great idea, and then he says the engineer, do me the software, and then he does it. But I like to have it more in both directions. So when I was working with this guy afterwards, he told me, what do you want to recognize now? Do you want to recognize flexible textiles or stuff like that you want to recognize or whatever, and I could and then ask him, can you recognize the moon? And then he was, yeah, it was really nice collaboration. So it was really in both direction. Going quickly, but let me know. Other works. I did this work last year for Mapping Festival here in Geneva, and it's called In the Woods. And the concept is pretty easy. Again, it's you have your own shadow that is cast on the wall, and then you have a software that is recognizing the position of the head, and the software has been made by two talented young guys from Geneva called Sigma 6. And so yeah, it's pretty easy, and then it puts a head of a beast from the woods on your head. Then you move it, and it follows you. And yeah, as well here, I really want to have a good mix between the real black of the shadows and the black of the projection has to be merging together as much as possible, because it's then that the magic happens. And yeah, also with kids, it's really funny to see them having fun with this. And also what I love is to trap people. So because when you doing interaction stuff, you need people to come and then make an action and play with your thing. And with this artwork, it's really funny because when they're just passing by, they don't see, but they have just horns or furs and stuff, and then they see, no, it's not me. Oh yes, it's me. And then it's really funny because they don't want to play, but they play, and then you can trap most everybody. And also, yeah, little kids, it's really funny because you're really playing with their own shadow. It's they're not often making the difference between them and the shadow. It's really them, and so they're just waiting for, do I have all that fur? And it's really funny because we're questioning themselves, and it's really nice to see. Yeah, this is a very, very old work I did. My first animation work, I did it back in ECAL in 2004 or 5. And it was really funny. I always was looking for simplicity as much as I can, but it was there was nothing really, how to say, interactive or software style. I was just pressing on both buttons at the same time, click, play, and then it was happening. When you have one mobile phone, it doesn't work. One other doesn't work too, but together they make something. Yeah, in ECAL, it's really just a little word about creativity, because we hear about this. And in ECAL, it's really hard because you really need to be kind of an idea factory, and you're 100% always, you need to have ideas, and they're waiting for you to just pop out loads of ideas. And I think it's really important to find the right atmosphere where you can get ideas. And when I was doing this work, I was really stressed out, and I needed to find, okay, well, I need this idea, but what can I do? And then I was looking for, okay, where's my good spot to have good creativity and to provoke these ideas. And then I found out that when I was going in high altitude, I don't know if the brain was just more oxygenated or something, but I got more ideas. So it was really funny. I knew that when I was going to my parents' house in Châteaudet, I was going from Montreux to Châteaudet in a tiny train, and when I was passing like the second tunnel, and then it was high altitude, like 1,000 meters high, I knew that my brain could come out and it was better. And I think it's really nice if you can just know, like, I know this kind of atmosphere is good for me, and then creativity pop out. So yeah, that's one thing. And this is another collaboration with the guy that helped me from the CV lab that did the book. And yeah, it was really funny. That's what I told you before. He told me, do you want to recognize textiles also? And then he came to me with this software that could actually really recognize the shape. So you can move the t-shirt, and the texture were really taking the same deformation. And it was really funny and really strange because it was really merging together so well. And that was nice. So I presented it in Tokyo, and I had the chance to go and work in Keio University for 3 weeks. It was really nice. And yeah, but it's more like a showcase, but it was quite funny. But also something that is really interesting about when you work with engineers is that, like, for example, when you have on this book, when you put your hands on the paper, you have the animation on top of your hands. And that's why kids just play with it. And then also with your hands, you can hide a little bit the picture that is actually recognized by the camera. And then the virtual part becomes to flicker a little bit. And then the normal people, when they play with it, they say, oh, it's magic, I'm making a movie with it, it's good. And then, but the geek, when they see this, they said, oh no, it's a big bug, it's no good, it's no good. So it's really funny to see both sides, because it's really, for some people it's just magic, I'm great, but for some others, like, oh. So I think it's really important to put, to take off boundaries between these two words. This is a new work I started last year with I had a grant from Fondation Lénart in Lausanne. And it's work, how can I explain? It's a bit strange, it's changing a bit. But I called it Follow the Birds, and it's Bonjour à oiseau. And when the bird come and take a seed to eat, then it takes a picture of the bird, and then instantly it's on your iPhone or it's on Twitter. Because for me, I was really fed up with Twitter. I was like, I don't want to know the new color of the hair of Paris Hilton, or whatever. I really wanted to have the news I needed and the news I wanted. I wanted to have the news from the birds I love in the mountains or where. And so it's really funny because they kind of trapped, and then they send you the pictures, and I have really funny pictures already. And yeah, it's really nice, and I'm always so happy to have, oh, here she's coming, and she's so nice, and blah blah. And yeah, it's also because I feed the bird, and then I feed you can follow the Twitter feed also. So it's a bit joke about the words about feeding people and the birds, and yeah. What can I say too? Yeah. What else? This is really new work I did for the CFF, and it's an augmented reality. Normally I was used to make augmented reality, but for museums or real place that everything was set up for. But then it was the first time I was doing it on a web iPhone or stuff, and anybody could download the application and do it. It's actually working now. And it's for the new trains, and every tablet where you can just have your beer normally will have a marker, so a special design, and then when you look at it with your iPhone, you will see like a paper paysage, landscapes that will just pop out like a pop-up book. But it's nice because you actually see the real world, the real Swiss landscape that is actually really looking like a nice maquette, and then you have the two worlds like facing together. It's really nice. And also I have a demo if you want to try afterwards. This is a show I did this year with my sister Adrienne in the mountains too. It was I was asked to make an exhibition in the mountains about tabillons. I don't know if you know, it's these little wooden tiles. And it's funny because up there in the mountains, it's really old school. Nobody has a computer. It's really, really ancient times. And it's nice because they asked me to make something about pavillonnage. And so I put in this very, very old chalet, like 5 projector. The chalet didn't really have electricity, so it was a big challenge. And then it makes, again, a really nice mix between, this very, very old chalet, and then you have this projection that is coming to habiller les murs and projecting on real old wood. It takes really much sense for me, because I'm really a bit sick of just projection only on white, plain walls. So it was really funny. What can I say again? Yeah, the collaboration here was really nice because it was with some bûcherons. So I went to work on rooftop chalet with bûcherons, and I was explaining him, this algorithm, and no, I shouldn't talk about that. And then it's really, really nourishing for me to work with so different people, and I'm really glad I'm not working always with the same creative people, the same designers, and for me it's just the best thing I can do. It's go in the woods and go in whatever. It's nice. This is a work I did with Louis Vuitton, because I also have 2 agents that is representing me in France and in Switzerland, and it's nice because it's really different works than the ones that I will do on my own. So I have some clients like Louis Vuitton and Petit Bateau, but even in those works, I really try to to keep the same graphic direction, to mix the two worlds a little bit, and to have the real book also like here, and then to have some virtual elements that will come to life inside. And I'm always, when I'm doing this work, I'm always thinking, what could be really nice? What would I love to have when I open my book for real? Like, if real could magic could happen. I'm always thinking, what would I love? What with my like child eyes, which I think I still have, and then yeah, I try to make it with softwares and stuff like that. Good thing also was, yeah, Louis Vuitton, it's such a big brand, but they told me, yeah, do whatever you want, you just have white card, like carte blanche, and it's crazy because they have, yeah, I wasn't known at all, and I was just out from school, and it was really nice because I could put my own biche and animal from the forest like I always do, and even it was for Louis Vuitton, so it was really nice of them, and they even put my biography on louisvuitton.com, so it's really, really nice to have this kind of big brands that are making little people like me have the opportunity to make big things. So it's really nice. That's it. I don't know if I did it too quickly. 20 minutes? I don't know. Really? Good. Wow.
About the commercial side of your business, I think there are like many opportunities, like games with the shadows, augmented reality. Do you have received like proposition to like commercial that and to do games or to do like a projector for houses inside that? You have a special evening, you want to do a raclette evening, so you put the same design that you put and like from a little projector like that.
Yeah, I have often this question, but I was working with Penguin Books, for instance, in London, that were interested in making actually really sell this kind of book. But for me, this procedure afterwards, after the idea is made, is no more really interesting because, yeah, it's more of marketing side. But I'm always interesting because people wanted to make something, then they see this and they, oh, we should do something. It's really nice, but then I have no more creativity side. So it's when it's just put a logo or something, or I really love the freedom I have when I do it in museums, so I can really do whatever I want. But it's also really nice to think about, yeah, what could it become? And it's well, yeah, when people ask me, can I have this in my house? When? Tell me now. And it's really nice to see that actually people want to have this and want to see future in this. So it's really nice.
Do you think this is the future, in a sense, this whole merging reality with virtuality? Because we still kind of think of the virtual world as a sort of separate kind of world that some people entirely move into and only come out to download a pizza once in a while or something. But, like, is the future all going to be together, sort of? Because the virtual world only really touches two of our senses most of the time. And I think what you did was sort of add the sense of touch into it. Will the world be all merged, virtual and real, in the future?
I'm not Nostradamus to say exactly what's going to happen, but I'd love to it that way because I really don't like the extra virtual part of life today, and in every of my work I really need to have like scissors and make something with my hands and ask my grandmother what she thinks about it, and also for even an interface or even a website I'm making or whatever, I always think about how would they have react people from 1920. So I really love being inspired from like really human behaviors and really sensitive, I don't know, more simple way of life. And I think it's nice to be inspired by more simple way of life. And yeah, I hope it will be merged together in a more balanced way, because now it's really black or white, and then for me it's not that fun.
Actually, I have another question. You're trying to bring virtuality to the real world. Do you know if there are some works that do the opposite? Like bring some, how do you say? I'm eating a fondue with my friends and there's a tree popping out from the fondue.
I would love to have a tree in my fondue, but I don't know. I think it's, if you have a nice balance, I think it's working in each direction. You can say the paper is augmented with virtual, and then you can say the virtual part has an augmented real part. So I think it's nice to find the right balance, so you don't know really which side it is, and that's what I like. When you're on Facebook, you're just virtual 100%. When you're here, and 100% real. So I like when people are not really sure where they are and just have nice balance.
So let's maybe experience what you did. Camille is presenting us a short demo of her work.